assure you that we are steadfast, we are not perturbed, we are not shaking with the style and tendencies of the federal government and its security agencies over the elections on the 23rd of March and the 9th of 23rd of February and the 9th of March. Since then, our country has been under intense pressure and distress. You will agree with me that before the election and after the election, the temperature of our country has been on the higher level. A situation of uncertainty. The situation we find ourselves today is that if we are not careful, and we want to use this opportunity to draw the attention of the NEC chairman, Professor Yakubu, that this country needs to settle down as quickly as possible and put all elections behind us. You will also agree with me that we have never experienced these inconclusive elections before in the history of our country. In 2015, all elections just went at a stretch. Those who are aggrieved will normally go to court, and they went. But you can see clearly where PDP will be declared the winners of the election, like what happened in Kano, in Sokoto, in Bauchi, in Adamawa, in Benue. They had to stop and use their language called inconclusive, just to prevent the declaration of our candidates in those states. The attention of the INEC chairman is highly needed at this point, that the entire country is watching, and the international communities are also watching. And it's those who are taking records for history are also taking records for history, because there is no position that is permanent. Immediately, he will truncate this democracy, and the blame will be on him. It will not be on those who by night will give him instruction, but he will bear the responsibility alone, because he will come down from that high office one day. A clear situation is the situation in Bauchi. Under the electoral law, there is no court of law that will entertain any matter until the process are completed. Just for him in one local government or thereabout to conclude the collusion and declare the result, they had to go to court by a sitting governor, just to defy all known laws, all known electoral laws, and buy time so that they can manipulate. Let us warn Yakubu that you cannot run away from the fact that you must declare, conclude the election in Bauchi and declare according to the laws of the land and electoral laws of our country. You don't need any court injunction because it's clear. Those who agree must go to court or go to tribunal for a court order to stop the process. Absolutely very wrong. So the onus is on him. You are the one delaying this process. Yakubu, you are the one delaying this process. And the entire world knows. How can you not conclude the election? How many weeks after general elections? It has never happened before. The country is under intense pressure, insecurity. The same thing in Rivers State. We called on Professor Yakubu to conclude the elections in Rivers State. You can't give room for manipulation. You can't give room for people to go to court. You can't give room for security agencies who are just being told that in the case of Rivers State, the electoral officers in charge of local government that are in position of their results and they have submitted to INEC and the panel that came to investigate and the returning officers are being invited today by the Nigerian police. To do what? Is that known to the law? We call on IG to quickly intervene and stop the Commissioner of Police from inviting these electoral officers and returning officers so that they can complete their duties. And if you want them for any other thing, they will come. They try one thing, they will fail. They try another, they will fail. And so we welcome you and to let you know that the party and our presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate, our matters have been taken to the court, the tribunal. And by the grace of God, the process will start. The hearing process will start. And we are confident that we will get justice. Because the judiciary is one arm that everybody must have trust. Because if we lose confidence in judiciary, the country is finished. And so we are very confident that they will do the right thing. You are aware that this Saturday we have about 6 states for supplementary elections. We have Kano, we have Sokoto, we have Benue, and Adamawa, and Plateau. And which other state again? And Bauchi, if need be. If need be. And so, we want to call on INEC that, again, we've been singing it, elections in these states, these 6 states, at least for the first time, they should be kind enough for election to be free and fair. so that they will begin to regain some credibility. Because as far as we are concerned, INEC is a culprit. And for our security agencies, we also ask them to keep to the rules of the engagement. We want to appeal to the Nigerian Army that is one institution that is respected by all, irrespective of political leanings. That they should maintain that integrity, not to be called out again, to be involved in a purely civilian matter. We had it on the 9th, we had it on the 23rd, on the 23rd and on the 9th of March. The videos are all over. So we don't need anybody to convince us, but let them take back step. Let them be taken away from these elections and from this rerun, so that the constitutional required security agencies like the police will carry out their duties. We also want to appeal to our
inconclusive elections in other jurisdictions. In Sierra Leone, elections were held, in Ghana, elections were held not long ago. And it would be very, very unfortunate if INEC, which is led by a first-class professor of political science, will set this very dangerous and unacceptable precedent in our political history, that I want them to not take note of it. And also what has happened is pure evil. Our consolation as faithful members of this party is that evil does not last forever. And no evil doer has ever escaped punishment. If they do what others have done before, they will see what those who did those evil saw. Definitely they cannot escape from it. It's a law of nature. It's as well a spiritual law. Whatever you sow, that is what you will reap. Have we seen someone who sow corn and reap rice? So that will definitely catch up with that. Now, also, for those who believe in power for the sake of power, not because they want to empower people, not because they want to better the lives of our people, there's also lessons they can learn from history. History is replete with examples of all those who pursue power for the sake of power. Whether it is Hitler, I don't want to name all, one example is enough. Their lives have always ended in seminal tragedy. That is the fate that awaits anyone who seeks power for the sake of power. And we have seen that displayed in Nigeria. And I wish we can take heed to the lessons of history. For us members of this great party, I don't want us to despair. Even though we have inconclusive elections in 6 states, 5 of those states is clear, absolutely clear that PDP won the elections in those states. We will not despair. Let us stand strong. Let us face the rerun for the supplementary elections, as I call them. I sincerely believe that by the grace of God, victory is ours, and we will overcome by the grace of God. So I want to thank you and to join the chairman, welcome each and every one of us, to wish us a very productive deliberations. Thank you for coming.
And the party begins to gain momentum. Normally the party begins to disintegrate and lose it. Even as of now, before these by elections are coming, you can already see that we're better where we are now than before. That shows, first of all, the true reflection of the election and the presidential, and also shows the kind of character this party has. And I think that is something that we should do. What that says lays a great foundation for the party to go ahead. So my own appeal to everybody is to say, I think that this victory that the other party has seen is should be short-lived. We have a great future ahead, and I believe that we will start that on Saturday to make sure that we defend those 5 states that are ours. The easy conclusion that if anybody believes that it is a loss to PDP, it is a loss to the country that history will not forgive. We said it many times here that the worst we want to do is to do an election that was a country Nigeria will not be proud of. We have done a good election, and no doubt anybody, even those that think have won, are ashamed of the kind of election that we need. And I think it is a shame to the country and to those that will give that responsibility to. They have Saturday as their last opportunity to try as much as possible to reclaim part of that embarrassment to the country. How can a country like Nigeria, as the Speaker said, Ghana has done this, even Congo, even Zimbabwe have done elections. And we say we do elections, we say we conclusive. We did elections before 2015, we did 2011, and we went on before then, 2007, 1999. And after so many years, this is what we can produce. It is not a loss to PDP, to the country. It just shows the level of desperation. And for many other leaders, I think the country always will be after the election. So I'm confident that this is short-lived. And as such, let us ensure for Saturday that these 5 states that are ours, we name PDP and NEC, should form us at this last one. Stand up and do what is right. Today in the Senate, we discussed the issue of militarization. Again, this is something that as a country we should not be proud of. We have set a bad example, not only with Nigeria, but even the continent, when we bring militarization to our election. It has never been like this. For an institution that is well respected across the country, this is not the role they should be playing. And as such, I think as a country, when we finish the elections, we will have a postponement on these major issues. But for those of us who have come here to give support and encouragement to the states, Kano, Bauchi, Sokoto, Rivers, Benue, Adamawa, Benue, and Plateau that have election, that they should go there and do the right thing. And let INEC, for once, be seen to be consistent in the application of the interpretation of the law, and let the wish of the people be what will emerge on Saturday, so that you can start trying to reclaim that integrity that has been patched severely by these actions. Because at the end of the day, that is what this country has. So for our party members, and Mr. Chairman, I hope that after the Saturday election, we will take the time to now do a postmortem and begin to build for the next election. 4 years, it sounds a long time, it's a very short period of time, especially when you have a party that from the permutation that we have a party at least with 15 states. That is a strong opposition party that we can build on. That is a party we should be proud of, and that's the party that we can make to launch our way going forward. So for all the members, I want us not to feel despair, not to feel down. But as we said from day one, our opposition was never the APC. Our opposition was always the security agencies. But on what added to that, it was also at INEC, who could not stand and be firm and do what is right. And that is what we need to address. But for Saturday, for all the members of those states, we will continue to give them the support. So we'll come back here and have those number of states that will take us forward. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
PDP, and goes to those who are directing them to do the wrong thing. If you choose to be a leader, especially for APC, that claims integrity, the biggest corruption and the biggest show of a government that does not believe in integrity is the real election. Because the process through which you come into office is far more fundamental than what you do thereafter. And I think we should hold them responsible for what is happening in this country now. The examples we are setting for the young ones. I don't know what we are going to tell a young man that's cheating in the exam in this country after seeing the way our elections are conducted. I don't know what we are going to tell even those who are robbing banks and kidnapping people, because we have seen the biggest of it by these elections, where people are happy after robbing the nation and their states. Chairman has directed that we do a proper postmortem after the election, and I think we'll leave everything there. And thank the party, because it's the party that is going to court, not just the presidential candidate, for going to court to challenge this rascality. As a person, always believe that the biggest enemy of freedom and progress are happy slaves. And I thank God that this party has chosen the course they've chosen. And we will all stand by it and join those who have spoken. Let's go out on Saturday fighting and ensuring that the states that belongs to us in war, that we rescue them. This country belongs to all of us. Our children have no other place to live. And our support to abuse it will only take its revenge on our children tomorrow. And I thank God that PDP are choosing this path, considering what they did in 2015, and they are doing it today. Chairman, leaders of this party, I thank you. Please let's stay on course of what is right for our country and do the right things for our children, for the country. Thank you and God bless you.
So he is a very good Muslim and he's praying for the success of our party, and he believes that the party will get the victory, inshallah. Having said so, he's also further told me to let you know, particularly members of our party, that they should be steadfast. They should be steadfast. You know, it's not our democracy is maturing. You know, therefore, it's not time for people to move in less than 24 hours from one party to the other. You know, so he said I should advise our members through NEC that they should be steadfast and that victory shall be ours, and that there is nothing on earth that has no solution, that this will be favorably resolved in favor of our great party. We were robbed, but we shall articulate everything and get the victory. Finally, he said, I should let us know that he lost his only elder sister. That if not for the fact that he wasn't feeling too well, he wouldn't have traveled. But he also wouldn't want to go the way his elder sister went. That's why he decided to run down to Saudi Arabia for a trip. So he's asked me to beg you to pray for him and pray for the soul of the elder sister. Having said so, I want to say that, take heart, our party will bounce back.